at you with the dad jokes on this Father's Day. Well done. Well
Look at
done.
that. Happy Father's
Look
Day,
at
Tim.
that.
Happy Father's
Well,
Day.
let's get started with episode 327 of the Current Gen podcast. My name's Tim. I'm here with Dan. We're just making all kinds of whales and dad jokes over here. Lots of humor. You guys are missing it. Sorry you missed
It's good that we're starting
But
just
they
the
were
two
good.
of us, because it's like that song, just the two of us, which
It
is
is
also
exactly
like,
that.
it's a dad song because
Father-son.
he's like,
Yeah, it is.
father son. Yeah. You see, it's all connected, Tim. It's all connected.
Absolutely it is. Well, happy Father's Day to those of you who are dads in any way, shape, or form, whether you've got biological kids, adopted, you're a guardian, I don't know, maybe even you take care of lots of pets. I'm not here to judge, okay? If you consider yourself a father figure or others do, then more power to you. Hope it's a good Father's. Hope it was a good Father's Day for you this past weekend. But hey, we're here to talk about video games, not dads. Now, that being said, there's a lot of games that have a strong dad theme. And so, like, I'm not here to bash that either, right? I like a good God of War, Last of Us, dad theme.
Dad simulator, yeah. Of course.
Nice dad simulator. That's right. Dad simulator.
But now we're going to have a mom simulator, and everyone's mad, Tim. Everyone's mad.
I mean, people are going to be okay. I don't know if they realize it. They're going to be okay. Hey, the most recent dad simulator was Pragmata, when you got to play as the astronaut protecting the cute little AI girl who instantly becomes very endearing. So yeah, there was already a dad simulator this year. There you go.
Dad simulator with AI. What a combination. Whew.
I mean, they're slowly.
What a world we're living in.
It's all just propaganda. It's just AI propaganda. Is all it is.
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
And you know what? That's okay. I'm here for it. It doesn't bother me. But Dan, there's not a ton of new stuff out this week. That's okay with me. I don't need new games every stinking week. Sometimes it's like enough. Someone pause and slow down. Also, as we look at the calendar of what's coming up, I mean, it's looking ridiculous. The stuff that's on the way, like the number of games still coming out in 2026. It's a little much. It's probably too much, actually. So
it is too much.
Yeah. So I'm very much okay with things slowing down just for a minute. Although we've got more on the way. We got Star Fox on the way. There's a bunch of there's a remastered version of Assassin's Creed Black Flag that's coming out next month. So we've got some pretty heavy hitters that are still going to arrive over the summertime before we get to an insane September, like an absolutely insane September, really October run. And then we get
very bloated September through October there, because there's a certain indie game coming out in November that everyone's scared of.
There is this tiny little, you know what? They got a lot of moxie, that team. They're really putting something special together. They got a lot of moxie,
gumption.
A lot of gumption over there at this Rockstar crack squad. I wish them the best. I hope they're able to kind of get their footing as developers.
It's nice to see the little guy win sometimes.
Every once in a while, the little guys get to win. Oh my word! This is such a case of the rich getting richer. Like, they've made more money than any company ever, and they're about to make so much more. It's ridiculous. Now, I'm not mad about that. Don't get me wrong. I like Rockstar games a lot. I never really got into GTA Online as much, or Red Dead Online for that matter. But man, their single player games, Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead, I love them both. So
I'm not mad. I'd rather it be a Rockstar that's rich making cool single player games, offline games, than like an Activision that's just like online. You should call it, all that stuff. So, which once in a while,
I agree
is
with
fine,
that.
But
Dan, it sounds like maybe Activision and other companies aren't really making Xbox a lot of money. Is what it's sounding like. By the way, speaking of which,
sounds like there's a lot of stuff happening at Xbox.
Yeah, nothing's been confirmed. There's been a lot of talk about. I mean, it seems like it's all but confirmed that companies like Arcane are going to go away. Double Fine might go away. Bungie's going to have huge layoffs. Like, Microsoft is about to really cut some stuff down and possibly even spin off Xbox as a brand in a way that allows them to maybe sell it off in the future or let it go independent in the future. So things are really crazy over there right now. After a really positive Summer Games Fest run, the showcase was great. And then, man, it's just been nothing but bad news since then.
I was thinking, because I wasn't here on the last episode, but I was thinking in my head, like, the audacity of them to like show that Senua game and then just be like,
yes,
but also, by the way, they're gone. Like, it's like, why did you even do that? Like, I don't even understand the logic there.
Yeah.
What is going on?
I saw a headline that there was a plan to show Senua before the Ninja Theory closing was talked about. And I'm like, okay, but when it was announced, did you not know Ninja Theory was going to close? Because if you did, you should change some plans, in my opinion, of what you were going
Right.
to show.
I mean, was the
I
decision
don't
that
know.
quick? Did they wake up Robert California style, just drunk, and then like in the middle of the night, just like close a branch? Like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very Robert California style. I bet you
yeah.
he's in charge of Microsoft now.
It,
Oh
honestly,
man.
I
Yeah, so
yes,
this headline, I'm going to bring it up here real quick. It's claimed, so I don't think it's confirmed, but it's claimed that Microsoft is already planning the Ninja Theory closure before the Senua announcement during their Summer Games Fest
which
showcase.
is weird,
That's
incredibly
very
weird.
weird. Yeah. Compulsion Games and Double Fine also potentially could close. Um, Ninja Theory had only days. Yeah, they announced their new game for 2027, but it sounds like impending changes they were already well underway. So what a weird kind of waste of time and like
Yeah,
user
like
hype and discussion. Like, what are we doing? I don't know.
I don't know. It's very
Yeah.
odd.
No, this is just a report from GameFile. We don't know if it's true, but
Yeah,
anyway. So yeah, I guess we'll find out more in the next 10 days. It sounds like their fiscal year end closes on June 30th, and that's when a lot of these things will become public and official. So we'll find out. We'll find out who's
sure.
sticking around and who's going.
Please be
But
excited.
no, no shock to you, Dan. Right? The corporate suits be corporate suiting. You know what I mean? That's what they're
Well,
doing.
it's like I get like so it's like they're correcting like but I don't know, man. It's just I hate that notion of like let's just like you know fill all this space, buy studios, do all this thing, it's
Yep.
it like with other corporations how they just like do this whole hiring rush and like just let's get all these people in there and they're like actually whoopsie
Yep.
daisy and then they lay
Yep.
it's like can't you guys just be smarter at your like this is your job you have what you
Yep.
have the job that you're making so much money to make these big decisions be smarter at making big decisions and not just being
Agreed.
so cavalier with people's lives so
I agree with that completely,
yeah
and with their careers, right? And ultimately, like you said, their lives, their families. There's a lot of ripple effects of these things.
yeah
And so, whether it's smarter decision making on the front end, or a better way to manage it during projects, or a better way to
right
handle the need to close
something
things, it feels like something's got to give along the way. I don't know what it was. We always roll our eyes at companies who talk about how everything's going to be uh, a live service model from now on. Sony's done this, Microsoft has
right
done this to an extent. Acquisitions, and we talk about them a lot, and we try to like paint the silver lining of okay, this maybe could mean something good with this acquisition, I guess. But generally speaking, I think most of us, at least on our podcast, we're like, why? Why is there so much money changing hands just to acquire and own a thing when the track record shows it's not going to go well? Like, imagine what if Bungie had just stayed away from Sony? Like, where would they be right now? But now they're looking at not really closing, but
yeah
really trimming a lot of their team
yeah
and not getting any Destiny 3. I don't, dude, it's
well because I mean they're also
it's a
focusing on
mess.
Marathon now right so it's like
They're
there's
focused
that
on
but
Marathon.
Marathon's
Yep.
not doing great
Yeah.
like it's okay but
I
not
know it.
great
Yeah, and I think Call of Duty's got to still be profitable in some way, shape, or form, but I can't imagine it's anything near what they've projected or hoped when they purchased Activision Blizzard.
right
I have a feeling that it's not quite up to par. I do wonder too what those executive meetings are like as Microsoft execs who couldn't care less about the Xbox division. Like, all right, let's hear how things are going to Xbox. They must be in the red like all the time. Like they must always be losing money, I would imagine,
I
over there on the
it
Xbox
seems
side.
like it because yeah like they make these decisions and then they're like oh Xbox is great we're doing so great and then it's like but also then a couple weeks later we're laying all these people like I don't know man it's all very confusing it's so
It is
confusing
very
I
confusing.
don't get it
Yeah, and I did see something too recently. Speaking of Xbox, the director of Ori had some thoughts on Xbox Game Pass specifically recently. And this is the guy from Moon Studio. I think he's
hmm
still there. Just making sure it's still him. Yeah, he basically says that Game Pass could have worked. He's already sounds like he's already saying it's not working. If Xbox didn't slop out mediocre content like a factory. Dang.
oof
Like that. That's
slopped out there he's throwing out the
pretty
slop
rough. Yeah. Yeah. So this is Thomas Mahler, who directed both Ori games, and assuming he's still there, he must still be working on the what's it called?
Oh,
The Wicked
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Blanking on the title.
Yeah.
I love that game. But
No
anyway, No Rest for the
something.
Wicked. Thank you. Yeah,
Is it No
yeah,
Rest?
No
Okay.
Rest for the Wicked. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which I believe is coming to PS5. I don't know if it's coming to
It
Xbox
is.
or not. Ironically enough, so I think it's just PS5. But
No.
anyway, he basically went on a rant talking about these Game Pass ambitions, and the strategy could have worked if people have shown up for it. And the problem is, people aren't going to show up for it if there's not a software catalog that's good enough. Basically, he says he happily pays his HBO subscription because they always have amazing content that he wants to watch and return to watch. So he's just saying they're not remotely matching the quality of content that they need. So,
well,
hey,
quality over quantity. Like that's what it,
correct.
should be. So
Correct. And then he really bashes Starfield, and I know that I would take issue with that. I think Starfield's a very fun game, but I also kind of understand what he's saying in the fact that it was not like the next Skyrim. There still hasn't really been a next Skyrim that's taken over that space. There's been some games that have gotten close. You could argue that maybe Baldur's Gate 3, but it's a very different kind of game. There hasn't really been the
I'd say
next
Crimson
Skyrim
Desert.
style game. Crimson Desert might be the closest thing to. That's a good point. That might be the closest thing to it. That people could just get lost in and keep returning to for endless hours, in the same way that you would a Skyrim. Like, let me just pick a point and go there and explore. So so there hasn't really been. And Starfield has elements of that. I loved Starfield. I thought it was a really fun game, but it isn't quite that. So I understand what he's saying, even though I do get a little frustrated when people take shots at Starfield and they roll their eyes like it was a 2 out of 10. I'm like, no, that game was, I think, objectively a solid 8 out of 10. I actually liked it more than that, but I don't know. People love to hate stuff, I guess. But I digress.
There is an
His
Xbox
point is
version
well taken.
coming out. Just wanted to let you know.
Oh, for No Rest for the Wicked?
Yeah, there's just no confirmed date, but they are working on it. The PS5 one is the one that has the October. Has a launch in October. So they are, it's going to be on everything, so that's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, he definitely has some thoughts on Game Pass, which is very interesting.
I mean, I think what he's saying makes sense. It makes sense.
I think so too. Yeah, Game Pass has always been one of those things that it's nice to have when stuff like Forza comes out. It'll be nice to have when Fable comes out. And there's a selection of other games that mostly now my kids play. Like, I have 2 kids in particular. One of my younger sons, he plays a lot of Xbox Game Pass games. There's a lot of kid-friendly, family-friendly games on there. Astroneer type games. And he plays a lot of those. And then my teenage son, he's really getting in deeper to the RPGs. Like when Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, he's like really far into that game now. Like, so like there are some pretty meaty, cool experiences on there. So we're getting our money's worth in that respect. But there's part of me that's also like, I could have just purchased Forza for the cost of basically 3 months of Game Pass, and not continue to pay for Game Pass.
That's the thing. It's very subjective because it's like at the end of the day, it just depends on what your tastes are in games. And if the games that they have on there just don't lean in your direction, then it's just like, well, that's not worth my time or money. So
exactly,
it kind of it really does matter, like the selection that they have on there and the quantity of that selection.
I agree. Yeah. And they do, they'll have a turnover of games that come out off the platform and back on the platform every month.
Yeah.
Like, even I was going to look even recently, I feel like they added some interesting ones. They keep putting on some classics too, which I think is a pretty cool idea. And they put all the old school Final Fantasies on there, for example.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool when they did that. They added a bunch of little indie games get added. Persona 5 Royal just got added there. That's interesting. But a lot of smaller indie games, little like Vampire Survivor likes, or survival crafting, which I like those kind of games, survival and crafting games. I mean, does Where Winds Meet really count? Isn't that a free to play game anyway? I'm not sure that counts, but
that is free to play.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's weird. That's a weird one.
Yeah. So, anyway, I will say this for folks who haven't played it: Forza Horizon 6 is definitely worth either a subscription to Game Pass if you think you'll only play it for a month. It's worth doing that, or grab it on sale. It's such a good game. If you like racing at all, driving cars around at all, it's another amazing one of those. Now, to be fair, you could probably get a similar experience if you go back and play 4 or 5 or this newer 6, because they're all great, great environments, great things to do. You just won't have active friends probably playing those older ones if you like playing against, or setting high scores against friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, like when Dan eventually plays it, he's going to start breaking some of our records and force me to reinstall the game and go play it again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'll message you guys. I'll make sure to keep you guys updated, as
so
things
do you think
as
you
things
will play
unfold.
it, by the way?
Eventually, yeah. I like racing games, but that's definitely on like the as far as tiers of genres, I would say it's towards the bottom. But I do, once in a while, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll throw on a racing game. Why not? Definitely.
I get that. I think I'm that way with fighting games, or at least with some certain types of action games. They're farther down the list, but I'll give them a whirl sometimes. And racing, usually I don't really care about. If it's not Mario Kart, I don't usually care. But man, with 4, it caught my attention. 5, I got totally addicted. 6, that's just continued. I've loved 6 as well. So
yeah, I mean, I popped into 5 when I finally bought an Xbox, and I was like, all right, well, I'll give this a try, because I'm pretty sure it was on Game Pass, and I was like, this is super fun. Like, I've obviously never played any of the Forzas, so that was a good time. And then this is Japan, so the setting is even more me. So
setting is so good. The cutscenes with the human characters are hilariously bad. You won't believe they were made.
Right.
Let alone this year. Like, you would even think these got to be 20-year-old. Like, these got to be from early 2000 PS2. Like, they look really bad. That's the only knock on it. And the reason why it doesn't really matter is because who cares? The problem is, though, those cutscenes aren't skippable as far as I can find. Like, you have to sit there and listen to them talk.
Well, you know what it is, Tim? It's all the polygon. Like 99% of the polygons goes towards the cars. And then they save that 1%.
It's gorgeous too.
In the environment, yes. So
yeah. I think Kyle was saying this a few weeks ago, where he actually looked at some of the cutscenes from like the first and second Forza Horizon game.
Right.
By far better. Somehow the cutscenes with those humans looks way better than the ones in 6. It's like,
they had to try harder.
They just put,
maybe
they just put one intern on that, and they're like, that's fine. No one cares about this. And it's like, yeah, we don't really care about it, but it's also going to show up in the game like 50 times. You have these little short cutscenes before every little mission.
Right.
Like, make it look a little better. Honestly, this is a good example of where if they had done some kind of like still frame cutout of like comic book style characters talking with just text over it, I would have been fine with that. Like, even if they went with like a stylized thing, like, I don't even care. Like, I don't need it to be animated. It looked real bad.
Or like, does there even need to be people? Like, can't they just be chatting in the cars?
They could just chat in their cars. They usually do chat in their cars, and that part's fine. Like, the script and the dialogue is very cheesy. Everyone's super positive and just having a blast and loves racing, and they don't care if they lose. And it's just great. But that's okay. That's part of the vibe of the whole Horizon Festival. So they just keep it at that. Would have been fine. Just let me drive while you're yapping at me. But they make you sit there and watch these horrible cardboard cutouts talk to each other. Listen, that makes it sound like I'm negative on the game. I'm not. Like, I really don't care about that part of the game. It's just funny how bad that looks compared to everything else.
Yeah.
It is such a good game. I did finish that, by the way, speaking of kind of other stuff that isn't new, but I kind of played all the main races, all the Horizon events, like all the stuff that's got any kind of campaign-esque vibe to it, where you're unlocking stuff. Now I'm in the point where it's just seasonal stuff, which is great. I love the seasonal stuff that they have in this game. There's lots of cool stuff there. You can unlock. They add new cars. I'm not buying any of the extra cars. You can purchase some stuff. I'm not doing any of that. But yeah, if there's challenges to unlock or new things that open up, I'm more than happy to do those. I think those are fun. But I am getting to the point, a solid month of playing it as one of my main games. I think I'm now ready to probably set it to the side a bit, because there's other stuff that I'm jumping into. But I've definitely gotten my money's worth out of it, man. Let me see if it tells me how many hours I put into it. I played that game a lot.
I mean, it's not they're not short, because there's just a lot to do in them. So
yeah, I mean, I've put in over 41 hours into the game. So for a racing game, that for me, that's
respectable.
A lot. And I only played online like once or twice. This is mostly just doing the single player content. But anyway, yeah. So Forza has been
it's like a shorter RPG.
It's been a lot of fun, but it's also taking up a lot of space on my hard drive. I might uninstall it soon. We'll see.
Yeah. They those ones are beefy.
They are very beefy. It is funny though when you see a car out in the wild in real world that you see in Horizon, you're like, "Ooh, dude, you could soup that one up to do good on drag races." It's like, why am I
Yeah.
thinking this way? This is not how this works in real life.
Forza Vision. The Forza
Well,
Vision kicks
exactly.
in.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happens. The other thing I've been playing recently, because I did finish 007 a couple weeks ago. I talked about that last week. Loved that
I
game.
did
The
as
game was
well.
amazing. Such a good game. I want to hear your thoughts on that here in just a second. Real briefly, I've been playing more Dave the Diver, which was one of my favorite games from a few years back. It came out in 2023. It was such a fun game, start to finish. I played that game for had to be over 30 hours, I think, originally, and I loved that game. Very silly, very fun, great loop. And they released a lot
Yeah.
of DLC since then that I never went back and played because it looked like, a few random missions here and there, which it kind of is. But now that I've reinstalled it with the new DLC that's out, I haven't even gotten to the new DLC yet because all these other optional downloadable things, most of them free, but some of them cost
Oh,
a little
okay.
bit of money. They're all kicking in. So like I've got all these
Sure.
new people coming to talk to something. Like, okay, I have to get through all this dialogue and do some of these shorter missions before I can
Yeah,
go
they've
to
had a lot of
the
collabs.
new location. Yeah, they have. Yeah, the one I've been doing is the one where they collab with the Yakuza games. Ichiban shows
Right.
up.
Yes. Yes.
Ichiban's holiday content pack. So
Holiday
he
content pack. All
that's what
right.
it's called. Isn't that
Is he
funny?
dressed as Santa? Like, what is
No, he's
what's the
definitely
holiday part?
shirtless, and you can see his abs even with the
Okay.
pixelation. He's
Sure.
definitely he's
Sure.
got that going on. And they make a couple jokes about his hair. So you get some new bar staff. You get a bunch of mini games that you play, and I haven't done all of them yet. I've done a couple of them. By the way, his content pack is only available through the end of this year. After that, if you haven't purchased it, you can't play it. Or you can't buy it anymore, which is an interesting
Oh,
licensing thing. Maybe
okay.
I don't know.
That's weird.
But it's very cheap. It's like right now it's on sale for $2. If you own Dave the Diver, you can get the
Okay.
Ichiban stuff. But I already did one of the missions where you go deep underwater, and now you use Ichiban to help escort Dave, who's carrying a bomb, and he just punches everything underwater, just full on like uppercuts like, while you're swimming.
Well, I mean that makes sense. That makes sense.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
It
sense.
checks out. So, and then of course, I won't say who, but there are other characters from that universe that show up.
Okay.
And there's some boss fights, and so you get help and enemies that you'll recognize if you're a fan of the Yakuza games. And maybe even if you're like me and you're vaguely familiar with the Yakuza games, you'll still recognize some names and faces. You're like, holy crap, they really truly teamed up with these guys to include a lot of their characters.
This is like a
which is fun.
Small-ish developer, right? The Dave the Diver guys. Like these are some
Good
big
question.
good grabs as far as like collab. Like I like when like the little guy gets like the big collabs. I think that's because that's Sega, so that's pretty cool. And I know there was that Godzilla one too.
Mint Rocket Games. Let's see if I can find the Mint Rocket team size. Let's see what AI thinks. Let's see, it's a South Korean development studio. I didn't know they were South Korean.
Okay, yeah, I didn't either.
Cool. They are a subsidiary of Nexon, pretty large company, and they employ approximately 60 people across their team.
Okay,
so definitely not a huge team, but also not tiny either.
No.
So yeah, I actually didn't know that.
But didn't know they were Korean.
But they are. I mean, that it's so much fun. I'm just being reminded of how charming and silly and fun Dave the Diver is. There's a lot of systems that I'd kind of forgotten about, like running. There's like a whole fish farm, and then there's an actual farm where you're planting seeds and growing ingredients. I kind of forgot the loop of all those things every day before you go do dive. And I went to do a dive, and there was a shark that just destroyed me so fast. I was like, I kind of forget how to dodge and move around and attack in this game. It's been a minute since I played.
Yeah, the big fish are a problem.
They're mean. But all that to say, I haven't even gotten to the In the Jungle DLC yet, which I purchased. It was pretty cheap. I think because I already own Dave the Diver, I could get it for like $9 for that add-on, which takes you to a whole new area. There's a whole new section of water. It's this lake deep in the jungle that you're going to be diving into now. So it's going to be new creatures. Sancho comes with you, or is it Bancho comes with you to set up his shop there, so you can go back and create new recipes and all that stuff. I did do a cook-off with him against this Italian guy, and even the cooking mini games are pretty fun. Makes me excited for that Bancho game that they're making.
Oh yeah. The prequel.
So the prequel game of his story. But anyway, Dave the Diver is just such a fun game, man. What a silly but awesome.
I liked it.
Title.
I think I got like I wouldn't say bored, but I was like I got to a certain point where
it's got a loop.
Mm-hmm. It's got a loop, and I did like it, and then I just kind of was like, all right, like I feel like I'm doing a lot of the same things, but it's also like it opens up, and there's just a lot to do, so it's just
that's right.
I think I like wanted to take a break from it and just didn't circle back around to it, but it is fun.
Yep,
it's definitely a fun game.
It is fun. It's very charming. I love the art style of it too.
Yeah,
and I do like that style of like exploring, fighting, that kind of thing, capturing fish, and then going back to a shop and doing a light simulator type game where you're cooking and trying to make money and upgrading your shop, and then you go back. So I do like that. Those kind of games do appeal to me, and this is just one of the good ones. Good job of it. So yeah,
for sure.
Dave the Diver. So anyway, by next week, I've been playing this one a lot on my Steam Deck, especially while we're out there watching either a World Cup game or family TV show, whatever we're watching. I've had my Steam Deck out last couple times and just playing Dave the Diver. It's a great handheld game. So if you have Switch or Switch 2, plays great on there. If you've got PC and Steam Deck, that's a good place to play it. So anyway, it's one of those ones that maybe it's great on a big screen with the console, but it just feels like a better handheld game for me. I don't know why. It just does.
I'm a big screen snob. I'm a big screen snob.
You and your PS5.
I mean, I do want a Steam Deck, but now it's like $300 more than it was before. So, I gotta wait.
Price increases. I know we talked about that already, but how insane! How insane! Crazy. Anyway, so those are the main things I've been playing. You know, more Forza, going through some content there, playing some Dave the Diver, playing some Adventures of Elliot, which we'll talk about here in a little bit as the new game this week. But Dan, you said you played 007 and you finished that game. Tell me what you think about the latest from IOI.
Yeah, that was my palate cleanser after playing 263 hours of Crimson Desert.
Good Lord,
just a measly 263.
Good night. You sound like me with Valheim. Like I can't stop. I just can't stop.
I can't stop. And that's the thing. This is why I do love that game. There was not that I can recall any moment of a lull. I enjoyed my entire time with that game. It's so fun. It's just such a fun. It's a game that keeps on giving too.
Did you finish it? Like, did you wrap up the main story? Did you finish the main story of Crimson Desert?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's obviously still so much that I could do in that. Like, never mind the fact that they just
like there's post again, like once you finish the main story, you can just keep on going. It's that kind of game that stays open and you can keep going. Okay, cool.
You just keep going, and they keep giving more stuff and more creatures and things, and it's just insane. It's insane, Tim.
Yeah.
Because they're basically treating it like an MMO because they do have their MMO. Was it Black Desert? Right.
It's Black Desert. Yep.
Black Desert. So they're basically treating like the single player open world game like an MMO and just like updating it, pretty often. And it's just super cool. I think that's really cool. So yeah, that was a good time. But yeah, Bond, good palate cleanser. Just a fun game. It's just fun.
Yeah.
And I do have a pretty somewhat deep connection with Bond because my mom is a James Bond fan, so growing up watching a lot of them.
Okay.
So like
Does she
Bond
have a favorite, like Bond. Who's her Bond? Most Bond fans have a favorite.
I don't know if I know what her favorite. I for some reason I'm leaning towards Pierce Brosnan.
Okay.
I feel like that might be, but I don't actually know. I should ask her. Mine's definitely Daniel Craig. He just did a good job with those new ones. I mean, some of them are kind of a little, not as good as the other ones, but he's just great.
I mean, I grew up watching the Pierce Brosnan ones, like in theaters or at least on video.
Yeah.
Like those to me were the new, fresh Bonds. Going back to them now is funny because especially Goldeneye, it just looks so dated now. It looks very old when you go back to watch it. I'm with you. Like I think Daniel Craig is the best. He was the best one they could have cast for a modern Bond. He's very, very kind of like raw and gritty style of Bond.
Yeah.
Very no nonsense. I did watch some of the old ones a little bit. Like Sean Connery was always classic just because he's Sean Connery.
Yep.
I thought Timothy Dalton was pretty good, but yeah, to me it's Pierce Brosnan. It comes in second place behind Daniel Craig. I am curious though, Dan, what you think about their take on a very young, kind of the beginning of Bond take on this
Yeah.
story. They've done that before in the movies where it's a younger Bond. Like Daniel Craig was relatively new to MI6
Yeah.
in his run, but he already was like 40 when they started filming that, so he wasn't
He was already
exactly a young
established
guy.
like as Bond. Whereas this
Right.
is
People knew
literally
his
like
name.
Spider-Man origin story, like, James
Exactly.
Bond, James
Yeah, he's
Bond,
like a
like,
regular soldier who just happens to survive this crash and gets
yeah.
looped in to
Yeah.
help on a mission. Like, so how did you think? What did you think about all that number? I'm curious about your thoughts on the game first, but also, is that the kind of thing you'd like to see in the movies? Like, do you want to see them do a reset towards a younger Bond? But anyway, what do you think about the approach in
So
the
I'm
game?
curious because like especially with Daniel Craig's Bond movies, they're like super interconnected versus like the older
Right.
ones. So it would be
Right.
interesting to see whoever they end up casting as the new Bond. Like, is it still going to be connected to that universe, or is it like a soft reboot again? Like, are they going to do that? Um, but
I
like,
like the
yeah,
reboot idea personally, but
yeah, I could go either or. I wouldn't mind either way, but that seemed what they've done with
yeah.
each Bond. So, but this one was cool because yeah, I do like the idea of like him just kind of being wrong place at wrong time sort of situation, just a regular soldier like you said, and just like, oh, he's the only survivor, and then it's freaking someone ropes into his into the comm that he finds, and then next thing you know,
Moneypenny.
he's just like, well, was it
Yeah.
Moneypenny, right? Was
Is
it?
Moneypenny. Yeah. Yeah.
But I thought
Yeah.
it wasn't Moneypenny,
It was
right?
Moneypenny.
Because isn't well,
Right
there's a
from the
line
beginning.
that someone says that they mention Thea. Doesn't somebody
Oh,
mention something
well,
about
Thea
the?
was yeah. Well, Thea is the one who's like telling him where to go, but Moneypenny's the one talking to him. But Thea is
Okay,
the
all
one
right,
who's like that
yeah,
they're
because
getting
when
their
they
objectives from Thea. Yeah.
okay, yeah, because
Uh-huh.
when someone said that in the game, I was just like, wait, so was like Thea talking like money? I was confused. So, um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was, you got your staples in there. Yeah, you got your money penny, you got your M, you
Yep.
got your Q, which is great. That's actually one of the
Mhm.
things I missed about and they did eventually add Q into the Daniel Craig ones, but I love the gadgets. It's actually one of my favorite
Me
things
too.
of the Bond movies is the gadgets. And I feel like Daniel Craig's Bond movies were a bit lackluster with the gadgets. And I really
That's a
like
good point. That's
obviously
true.
the emphasis here, which it makes sense because it's a video game. Like, why would you
Because
not
it's a
have the
game.
gadgets?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Get your
So
powers. Yeah.
exactly. So really fun using those in the environments when you're, sneaking around. Or I really love the little like poison dart thing, and just watching the
Me too.
person just like stammer, oh, I
Bleh.
don't feel it,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
slowly sauntering off. You're like, yeah, there you go. You go over
Yeah.
there. It's just
Yep.
so simple, but it's just kind of funny because the way they just, walk off. But
Yep.
yeah, there was just also some pretty emotional highs, especially early on, because you're not just seeing him becoming a double O, you're seeing other people become a double O.
That's right.
So that's really
Yep.
cool because it's like literally the program is being like reinstated. Like that's what I thought was interesting about that in the beginning, is that it's that the program was like shut down because of
Mm.
story reasons, and then they
Yeah,
like
it's kind of a nice thing where
re-implement it.
in the game it's getting rebooted, and the
Yeah,
game's
yeah,
like the game story feels like a reboot too. So all of it feels like a fresh
yeah,
start in a way.
yeah, exactly. Um, and then obviously that has its twists and turns, and Bond's going through his story, and then he has the curmudgeon mentor,
Yeah,
that they have that
wonderfully
back and
played by
forth.
Lenny James, by the way. I loved that
Yeah,
guy. He did great in that role. He did great.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that was just a good back and forth, and that has its emotional highs too. So yeah, it's just
Hmm.
I was actually just very overall surprised of just like how invested I was with like the characters and them like being as like connected as the emotional back and forth of them. And then like, yeah, Bond always has a thing for Moneypenny, but I think with like the old ones, it was always just kind of like oh yeah, Moneypenny, like one day I'll sleep with you,
Yeah,
Moneypenny.
just like
But
a little
like as they've
flirty, but
gone,
not really. Hmm.
yeah, and as they've gone
Hmm.
on, there's a bit more of like they're all like they have kind of like a kinship, like a bond,
Yep.
like friends. And that
Yep.
definitely is emphasized
I
in this one too.
I'm
So
glad you brought that up because I loved during that one mission, and I won't give any details of it because it is part of the story. But there's a mission where he's kind of just starts up his own mission. He's not supposed to be doing this, but then he loops her in
right,
while she's on a date. and she ends
Yeah.
up, of course, because she's gonna help him. Like she ends up ditching the date, and the date gets mad and leaves. But you only hear about this over the earpiece as she's updating you with how the
Right.
date is going. And I don't know, that whole interaction just added such a nice little personal touch to what could have been just focusing on the mission and what's happening with the
Right.
bad guys. It's just nice little personal touches that make me. I really like the characters of Moneypenny and James
Yeah.
Bond and their friendship. You know, that might become something else, but for this game, it's just a really fun friendship, I think.
Well, and it's cool because it's like she's trying to still be like a regular person. Like she's just going on a
Right.
date, but like she gets roped in
Right.
because Bond, he's a loose
Yeah.
cannon, which is very Bond. So, I'm
Very
glad that
Bond.
they kept that. He is a loose
Yep.
cannon. And like,
Yep.
yeah, he's just asking her like, so how's the date going? She's like, oh yeah, I just keep telling him like my aunt's calling, and it's like your aunt's calling like a dozen times.
Right.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
just it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
thought they did a
He
really
is a
great
loose
job with
cannon,
the
and they really give
characters.
him the swagger in this that I liked a lot, because I think
Yes.
there's a fine line to give a character that kind of swagger and confidence. There's a fine line from confidence to completely unlikable, like complete
Hmm.
D-bag. You know what I mean? And I
Of
think
course.
they did a great job of straddling that line and staying on the likable side, because he he's got this sense of honor and justice, and he's very heroic.
Hmm.
Like he's you've got an X% chance, it's super low. He's like, I'll take those odds. Like those kind of lines are just
Yeah.
very Bond, very
He
like
didn't even have to do that.
very
That's right in the
cool.
beginning. He's not
He
even
didn't have to
like
do it at all.
he's not
And
even
then
a
the other
double O. He's
characters
just
quote it
like,
to you
yeah,
later. Like, do you remember that when the other
yeah,
characters quote it back to you later?
yeah,
Like, I like that kind of stuff. I think that's great. But then that carries on
yeah.
throughout the game, where it's like, yes, he's breaking the rules and he's ticking off the corporate suits, Dan, the ones who are making
Hmm.
decisions up in the big offices. But
Hmm.
he's the one doing the
Hmm.
hard work. And of course, he's the
That's
one
right.
who changes the course of victory versus defeat in that whole thing. And I
Right.
think it's so great. And it just made me really like him as a character he reminded me a lot, not just because of the gameplay. He reminds me a lot of a Nathan Drake, who's kind of snarky and sarcastic, but
Hmm.
still maintains a likability, even though he's kind of being a jerk sometimes and kind of
Yeah.
doing his
Yeah.
own thing, but
Yeah.
like very likable still. And
Yeah.
I think they nailed that with this version of Bond too. Very Nathan
Yeah.
Drake-ish, I think.
Yeah. It speaks to the whole like because they want to do everything so by the books, by the numbers, and that's also how they rope in the whole like AI thing in this with the Thea
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it
Well, because they got
running.
closed down before and they want to avoid that again. So they have a reason for
Yeah.
it too, which is
Yeah.
interesting.
So they're just so like, oh, this has to be done this way, and Bond
Right.
is he's the anomaly that comes in, and he's from the heart, so to speak, but still
Yep.
trying to kind of like follow the rules enough, but like still like, nah, I'm gonna make the decision here because I feel like this is what needs to be done. So because you need that human element. See, this is why AI is bad, Tim. You need the human element. You
Yeah.
need that human element.
I
So,
completely agree. Yeah, and
yep.
they did a good job with a lot of the side characters too. They of course have the classic, Bond love interest, the classic kind of Catwoman-y type character. Is she good? Is she
Sure.
bad? But there's some tension between them, and but then there's of
Hmm.
course the random like attractive girl who he
Right.
saves and
Yeah.
has a Bond
Yeah.
moment with. But to me, none of that was over the top or like forced. It all felt very very naturally like a Bond story. Like I really felt like I was
Yeah. Yeah.
watching a Bond movie. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I liked all of those pieces, even the
Yeah.
villains and like the twists and turns that happen from the start to the finish, and kind of
Yeah.
what the final showdown is like. I don't know, man. All that stuff. Every time a big thing happened, I was like, "This is such a James Bond thing for them to do." And I
Yeah.
love it. I love that they did
Yeah,
this.
they did such a good job for a student, and like, it's in no way, shape, or form. This is like a dig at Hitman at all. It's just
Uh-huh.
Hitman is structurally like just the way it moves is quite different from this game.
That's
So
right. That's
like,
right.
there's
I
obviously
agree.
some through lines and some concepts there that the crossover, but like yeah, it's just it plays like a straight like an action game. This plays like an action
It
game
does.
with
Yep.
like elements and DNA of Hitman and like Uncharted
Yep.
and stuff. But so yeah, good on them. They did a really good job. So
Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed
yeah,
it. It's such a fun summer blockbuster movie type
yeah,
experience. I highly recommend it to everybody. It's definitely worth full price. You get plenty of game there. Like I think the main story, if you don't do a lot of the side stuff or there's lots of special ops challenge missions you can do.
hmm
There's tons of that kind of content. But even if you don't do that, I think it's a solid 12 to 14-ish hour game, I think.
that sounds about
Um,
right. Yeah,
somewhere in that range. And that's if you're not, you don't even have to like pause and take your time. That's if you're kind of going at a pretty decent clip through.
Yeah.
But if you really take your time and try to, there's multiple open missions where you have a lot of options on how you want to approach something, very Hitman style.
Exactly.
I didn't
Yeah,
find those to be overwhelming, but I'm a big Hitman fan, so I played a lot of those games. I
yeah,
actually found them to be a much simpler, dumbed down version of the Hitman thing, which is good.
Yes.
I'm glad it was
Yes.
simpler. But it was usually very simple too. Like if you didn't get it for a while, they would bring up a little icon to show you where to go, to stand there and listen and get the clue you need to go get the key card or the whatever it is you need. So it was usually pretty nice to you.
Well, it's also
I liked all that stuff too.
It's Bond, so it's like actiony, so you don't want it to be too like, oh, I'm bogged down with like the puzzles and trying to figure out where to go and like what to do. So it does make sense that it's like Hitman Light in that regard. Mm-hmm. So
yep. And I definitely did a lot of stealth, did a lot of stealth attacks. I did a lot of melee combat when needed. I thought the melee combat was pretty good. Shooting, I thought, felt pretty good, worked pretty well. You just run out of bullets really fast. So that can be frustrating in some cases when you can run out of...
Just run around and
bullets pretty quick.
Grab another gun. Which he does like with... I love like...
gun out of the air.
I like when you're running over a gun and he like picks it up with his foot, like kicks it up towards himself. Like such a cool animation because he's doing it mid-run. Like I'm like, that's pretty sweet. Yeah. That's pretty
that's
cool.
A moment where you definitely feel like Bond because he's just grabbing it on the run. Very cool. Anyway, yeah, man, great game. Glad you played it and enjoyed it. I think we're 4 for 4 and all of us loving that one. To me, that's just an easy recommendation. You know, it's not the kind of game that's gonna like change your life. If you don't like video games, now you're gonna love it. It's not that kind of thing. It's not gonna change the genre. It's just really high quality across the board with everything it's trying to do. And as I said to Kyle last week after I beat it, I was like, I don't have any notes. Like I don't want. There's nothing I want them to do differently. I want another one of these. I just want more of this.
Just do it again.
Give me more gadgets. Give me another story, new locations, more gadgets. That's all I want. Just keep going.
Maybe like make the driving parts. I feel like some of the driving parts were a little, not super smooth, but like they weren't bad by any means. But so you could have some like cooler, like maybe driving sections or something. You know.
Make the driving actually worthwhile. It's kind of on rails. You can't really drive.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, I guess, if you try to, but if you just hold in the gas, I don't think you really have to steer much, and it'll mostly get you where you need to go. You know, it's that kind of thing. It's not. Anyway, but yeah, that's one area they could make much cooler. Anything with vehicles would be cool.
Yeah.
But was there anything else that you've spent time playing this past week, or has it mostly been after finishing Crimson Desert, moving into Bond stuff?
Well, I finished Bond, and then right now I just kind of am diddling a little bit. 9 Souls.
Oh yeah.
And
I remember
Conscript. I don't know if you have ever heard of that one.
Wait a minute. That one sounds familiar. Is that a pixel graphic one?
Yeah.
Like the World War I one or whatever?
Yep.
Kinda?
Yep. Like it almost looks like maybe it's a horror game, but like so far, I mean, I'm only like per the PlayStation, like 16% through it.
I played a little bit of this. This is a hard game.
Did you? Okay.
At least I remember.
It is. Yeah, it's tough. It's like sort of like Resident Evil-esque because it's like there's literally like a safe room that has like safe room music, and there's like a storage bin, and then there's a person that's like the what are you buying type of guy that like sells you stuff, and you can sell stuff back to him. It's really cool. It's just very dark because it's, you know, a World War I game, and World War I was pretty effed up. I mean, World War II also incredibly effed up, but the type of shit that they were doing in World War, like with gas and stuff, you know,
the trench warfare and all that.
It's rough. So just very brutal. But yeah, the style of it is very cool. I think it lends well to the sort of like gritty grossness of it, and yeah, it's definitely challenging because you take damage pretty quickly. Like
and
dudes will
PS5,
be running at you.
This one?
It is, yeah.
Nice.
Like if you're doing melee, like you'll get a hit on them and they'll kind of be like, oh, but then like they kind of go at you real quickly. So you want to time like because you could do like a roll dodge, but you want to like make sure you time that well. So it's just a matter of like there's no tells. It's just a matter of like knowing when to do it. So it's pretty cool though. Nice. I do think it's cool.
It's got such a cool gritty style, like this pixelated style we're looking at here on the video. It's got I don't know, a unique look. That
it really reminds me of like
old
PC games. Like if this came out in like late 90s or early 2000s or something kind of like that a little bit.
Like
So
if Commandos
yeah,
had like a darker horror version of what they were doing. You know what I
yeah,
mean? That kind of has that vibe to it.
yeah.
That's cool. I didn't
So
realize
this
you were playing that
one's
one. All right, nice.
yeah. Yeah, that the one streamer, Fox Plays, he had played it a while back, and I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. So then like I nabbed it on sale like a while ago, and now I'm just kind of like, oh, let me boot it up. And then Nine Souls I was already familiar with because of the demo.
Beautiful game.
Whatever Next Fest demo, like when they first ever showed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love the hand drawn style of this, and this one's just really slick and cool. It's not super challenging, but I definitely have died a few times just because like I'm trying to I try to just really do the like counter, like put the seal on them. Like I just want to do that. So then I sometimes just don't quite like do the parry, the timing right. But yeah, it's really cool.
Yep.
I'm very early on
You
with
can even
this
reflect
too. So
projectiles. That's cool. I didn't realize you could do that.
Yeah. I unlocked that ability. So like the ones that shoots the ones that have like the crossbows early on, like I can deflect those already back at them. But
I love this platforming too, man. This looks like challenging but fun platforming that they've got. That's neat.
Yeah, because he runs up the walls and then slides down it. But if you like are on the wall, and I'm pretty sure if you just don't like move the analog stick, he like will sit there. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm also like
way,
kind of intrigued of this world, like what the deal is.
Okay.
Like what's going on,
the lore and the story, what's happening.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't remember how much you had played of it, but I mean, it's right in the beginning. Like there's some shit going on in that village.
When it came to Game Pass, I played it for a little while. I don't think I got. Okay. There's like some big moments that happen in the opening of that game. That's kind of the catalyst for what's going on. So I got past that and into a little bit of that kind of first real area. I just didn't play much past that. But it is on Game Pass. If any of you that are listening have Game Pass, it's a great one to try on either PC or Xbox. It's right there.
Yeah.
So why not?
Yeah, it's a cool little like Metroidvania. I'm pretty sure I would say that's a Metroidvania.
I think so. Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I agree with that.
So, those are the two I'm diddling right now.
Not a bad choice, especially coming off of an absolutely massive open world RPG like Crimson Desert. Then you got your action adventure movie style game with Bond. And now you're going with more of let's go with a smaller scale indie style. One hand.
Yeah, I'm continuing the palette cleansing.
Yeah, cleanse that palette, dude.
Yeah.
Now, are you gonna be someone who's jumping in on the Star Fox train next week? Are you a Star Fox guy? I can't remember if that's.
I mean, I do really enjoy Star Fox 64, which is, I mean, basically what this is. It's a remake of that. I do have it pre-ordered because Amazon had like $10 off or something if you pre-ordered it. So I was just like, I'll just pre-order it. So, yeah.
Yeah, as far as I know, that's the big upcoming release, and I was just curious if that's one that you're.
Yeah,
there's a few
I'll definitely
that look interesting. But.
I just think it looks great. Like I just really like the level of detail that they put into it. So
even some of those
also makes me curious.
Right? I was like, holy crap, that's on Switch too. Like that looks
like it just looks really good. Yeah, and it should too if you're gonna remake that because it's not a huge game. It's on rails, so
True.
So yeah,
that game. You're right. That game wasn't super long. It was all about replay value, kind of arcade style scores. Some of the multiplayer
finding the
stuff
different paths.
Fun.
There's all the different paths. Yeah. Yep. So
so that's kind of the big one, really, for the rest of this first half of the year before we get into July. Not that there's nothing else, but that's the main one that I've got on my radar. Is Star Fox. That one comes out this coming week, which is exciting. I wanted to go over a few games that have come out recently, and we'll save Adventures of Elliot just in case our buddy Jeff is able to join, just because I know he's been playing it, and if he comes, it'd be nice to get his thoughts on it. I've been playing it too, but so if he doesn't show up, if he's not able to be here, he's really trying to get here. Then we'll just talk about it with Adam. But for now, a few of the other games that are out. We'll start with, there's just a bunch of smaller titles, nothing huge, and there's not a huge list, by the way. Some of these are pretty deep cuts, but it's always worth sharing some new games with folks. This one is called Junkster, and this one's actually on Game Pass as well. Listen, I'm not here to like stump for Xbox and tell you to go get Game Pass. I'm just telling you when stuff happens to be on Game Pass. Okay, I'm not doing anything weird. Sure. It's also on Steam for $8 if you don't want to play it on console or on Game Pass. But it's an action platformer with this building mechanic, as you can see here in the video, where it's got this. interesting art style too. I actually kind of like the art style, but yeah, you're using this wrench
Yeah, it's
to
cell
build
shaded.
stuff as you run around. So it looks pretty fun. Very 3D platformer esque.
Yeah.
So, but the idea is you're trying to repair your ship and recover your lost cargo, and all you have is your robo wrench, like Ratchet and Clank style. You know, that's all you've
The
got.
little robot dude reminds me of Bender from Futurama, but orange.
He really does. When he looks at the camera, yeah, he really
yeah, I'm like
does.
looking at him. He's got the
Yeah.
little antenna too. He reminds
It's
me of Bender.
exactly what he looks like. Yep. All right. Next up, we've got this game called Masalia. I think that's how you say it. Masalia. So this is a kind of 3D platformer that also has some Metroidvania aspects to it. See if I can pull up the description of it. There it is. Masalia Echoes of the Past. It's only $15. There's a demo right now out during the Steam Fest, the next fest on Steam, which is actually going to end probably by the time everyone's listening to this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a non-linear Metroidvania style game with really exciting 3D platforming movement. As you can see, you're dashing around and jumping, bouncing off things, fighting enemies. So again, a unique art style here. It's colorful in a way, but it also has this pencil art to it. I don't know how to describe it. It's an interesting art style.
What was that game that was like in the desert and you were like riding around on that like
exactly
bike?
what I thought of.
Okay.
You have like a little hover bike that you use.
Yeah. It like reminds me of that because the outlines are like more fine, like not as like dark and pronounced. So.
Yep, exactly. Very pastel colored, like kind of. I don't know. It's not these striking colors, but I do like the design of it. I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is Masalia, which is out now. Let's see if I can get to the. There you go. I do think it's going to come to everything, but right now it looks like it's just on Steam. All right. Next up is a really weird one called "Thank You for Your Application."
Oh, yeah.
So this.
Okay.
This one is it's a story-driven interview simulation game. So after 15 rounds of interviews, you're reassigned as a junior interviewer tasked with screening candidates' resumes according to company requirements and issuing appropriate thank letters.
This sounds stressful already. I'm stressed.
Or...
yeah, I'm stressed out.
Yeah, so
I hate interviews. I'm stressed.
Yeah, it's basically a interview simulator. It's a HR simulator is what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, thank you for your application.
Interesting idea.
Is out now. Yeah, I agree. Man, I hate when the little windows pop up here.
Yeah, and I like the art style of it. Like I like the for like the pixelated.
Yeah, that pixelated kind of like you're using an old 90s computer. Click around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very funny. But anyway, so that one is available now as well. All right, next up we've got a tactics game in the R-Type universe. I didn't realize these games existed. They were on the PSP. So this is R-Type Tactics 1 and 2. And they've been, as far as I can tell, I think remastered for other consoles.
Yeah,
they were PSP games, which I had never heard of these before. Until now. So, but yeah, R-Type I just think of as like the Gradius style, the side-scrolling, just shooter.
Yeah, the shmups.
That's the shmups, exactly.
Yeah.
Did you ever get into these kind of games? I don't remember if you played these or not.
I remember as a kid playing, I forget if it was Gradius or R-Type, but like definitely having like a ROM of them, playing them on my Super Nintendo emulator, kind of dabbling. Okay. I thought it was pretty cool. But I mean, I was a kid, so I like sucked at games. So I was like, wow, this is hard.
So anyway, R-Type Tactics, interesting. I know it was on PSP. I don't know much else about it though, but it is now available. The 1 and 2, they're kind of in this compilation together. So there you go. It is on PS5 as well as, I believe, PC. I think Switch, So, yeah, you can go check those out. All right. Next up, we've got this game called Trail of Gods, The Cursed Island. I just thought this weird, creepy art style was interesting. Speaking of old PC games, that's what this looks like to me. And I don't know if it's a mobile game, that's why it's in this vertical style. I don't know if it was like turned into a PC game, but this art style is so creepy but kind of cool. But it is considered an RPG.
Interesting.
Let's see how they describe it here, and it's really cheap. It's like $4 full price.
Okay.
They call it a compact cursed action RPG that lingers long after you put it down.
Okay.
So yeah, it is
very interesting style.
Really weird. Yeah, really interesting, weird style.
It definitely reminds me of some other games.
Up here at the top. Yeah, like old school, like really old school, like PC style games. But then look at this, like that is like high quality animation.
Yeah, art style. It's like a almost like a live action filmed like cutscene, but then they put like kind of like that filter of like this filter over it.
Yeah, it does have a filter vibe to it. But anyway, I thought that was cool. All right, next up, we've got this game called Arcade Architect.
More shmups.
So more shmups. This one actually is a mix of shmup and simulator, but I think the simulator part is pretty lightweight from what I can tell. Let me see if I can pull up the description of it, because I think you only open like a dozen or so cabinets. They might add more, I guess, as the game grows. Okay. But the idea is that you're supposed to build and run your own arcade, retro arcade, which every machine is fully available. I'm sorry, not fully available, fully playable is what I'm trying to say. So you design the layout and they make different amounts of money, and then you can go in and play the games and set high scores. But I don't think it's as in depth on the sim side from what I can tell just from reading about the game. I think it's more about creating your little arcade shop, but then playing the games. I think it's a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, we have Arcade Paradise for that.
We have Arcade Paradise for that too.
That's Arcade Paradise.
But yeah, this is pretty fun looking the whole thing. I do like the idea of running your own little arcade shop in a pixel art design like that. But
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Arcade Architect. Last but not least, this little game that is out called Tales of Wakana. I don't know much about it. I just saw the side scrolling and fast paced action and thought it was worth highlighting. No idea if it's good or if I can recommend it, but I just thought it looked cool. And that's
that's almost a little too close there to Wakanda. Well, just a little too close there to Wakanda.
You're not wrong.
Just remove a letter.
Yeah. Tales of Wakana. It is a fairy tale action adventure game. So anyway, I think it's from a Chinese developer.
Okay.
Yeah, looked kind of cool. Thought it was worth.
Yeah, I like the look of it.
Yeah, me too. All right. Well, speaking of liking the look of stuff, I'm curious what you think about the new Grand Theft Auto 6 reveal, like the cover reveal that was shown recently. Now, this is the 16:9 version. I think the actual game case will have everything positioned differently in that vertical setup, but this is the 16:9 version that they've added to their website that has people talking. So you can see it here on their website. Pre-orders will open up this week. They did confirm the November release date. I think it's November 19th, if I remember correctly.
That's crazy.
So it's happening. I think it's, especially with pre-orders opening, I think we can feel pretty good about it. Happening. Not that it's impossible to get delayed. It absolutely could.
Sure.
I just think I'm feeling more and more like I'm that little graph. If I was kind of floating in the middle of like delay or no delay, I'm leaning a little bit more towards no delay at this point. The way things are moving and what CEO has said and pre-orders opening, and I don't know.
Well, wasn't it originally supposed to be like last year? So.
Oh yeah, no.
So they definitely give themselves.
I think it's been more than a year pushed back.
Yeah,
I think more than a year at this point.
Yeah. So they gave themselves the appropriate amount of extra time there to be like, no, we want to make sure this is what it needs to be. So.
Okay, so when we're looking at this image, nothing here surprises me at all, right? If it's Florida based, you got the palm trees, you got the boats, you got the girls, you've got the Lamborghinis, of course, you got the alligator.
But where's the Florida man?
Alligator. He's not there right now, but he'll be there. Don't you worry about it. He'll be there.
There better be like the Florida man. You know what I mean? They're like they have to. There's got to be the Florida man in this game. Yeah. Like there has to be.
You even have like the rescue helicopter that can land on water. You got all these different pieces that are gonna come into play.
Very Miami Vice, but like modern.
Yeah, like a modern Miami Vice.
Yeah.
So, but what I like about this too is this website that they made. When you scroll down, it actually kind of animates. The picture will fade, and then you'll see like the city sort of in motion, and they've just had a picture, and it's almost like a quick slideshow. So as you scroll, it shows you the city sort of in motion. This view, it's just really neat.
The city,
and if you scroll back, it goes back. But yeah, very very cool. And it already makes me want to go explore. Like I want to go find all the weird, wacky things that they've put into this game.
Like I'm wondering, all these like tall buildings, like I mean, can we go in them? How explorable are they? Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
So much.
Can you ride the Ferris
It's almost
wheel?
overwhelming.
Can you get on this thing? Can you get
that
on
would
this
be
Ferris
insane
wheel?
if you couldn't. That'd be insane if you couldn't.
What a missed opportunity.
Is there a
Can't
Disney? Oh no, the Disney wouldn't be in Miami. Never mind. I was like, is there a Disney World?
No, but they might have some. They're gonna have some kind of amusement park, right? Carnival, something.
I feel like they have to. Yeah.
If you keep scrolling down, you can learn more about the game, some of the characters, some of the media artwork, stuff like that. But anyway, I just thought the website was very cool. I love the artwork, and I do like the new key art for the cover.
Yeah.
Using, so looks pretty good.
Good usage of
I
colors.
guess it'll be a good game or whatever, Dan. I guess it'll be.
Yeah, I'd say. Well, we'll see. I mean, again, they're still just young whippersnappers over there. That little indie team, Rockstar. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Dan, if this doesn't meet the Game Awards 2026 cutoff.
Oh God.
Oh my word! I just looked it up. I feel like they set this because of GTA. Get out of here. GTA's.
I thought it was like late November, the cutoff. No, or is it the middle of November?
I think last year it was earlier. Hang on. 2025 cutoff date. No, you're right. Last year was November 21. This coming year is November 20th. I think GTA comes out November 19th. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, so the day before. I mean, just Keely, knock it off. Just December 31st. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Keely?
Dude, I know. And have the award ceremony right there in January. Like, that's pretty easy to do that.
Just knock it off. Just knock it off.
No one listens to us, Dan. No one listens.
No, they don't. They don't, Tim.
Hey,
they'll learn
else
one
that
day.
Happened this week that we don't have to spend a lot of time on because neither one of us watched it, I don't think. But the team at Atlas posted a Persona 4 Revival broadcast where they dove into what Revival is and how it's a full remake. I mean, it already looks really pretty. Like, I'm already really impressed by the visual quality. So it looks really great. But this is coming out, I think, early next year, if I remember correctly. So
yeah, that's great because I still need to do 3 because I never originally beat 3 or 4. I have beaten 5, so it'll be nice because I was playing this one on the Vita, and I was like, oh, this is really cool.
Vita. Yeah.
And got pretty far into it. Same with Persona 3 because that was my first Persona, and I just never.
Yeah,
beat
I played
them.
a bunch of Golden on the Vita as well. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
And I liked it. I liked what I played of it. But similar to 5, I start to just kind of fade on some of these games after a while. And sometimes I get distracted by other stuff. Sometimes I'm just not locked in enough and not paying enough attention, and I feel lost in the story, and it's my fault. Like, a lot of times that's what happens with games like this, where I'm like, what are we doing?
I mean, they're long.
It's just my own.
Persona 5 also was, very long, but for some reason that one it kept my attention pretty much the whole time. So I'll have to give these 2 a try again.
That's cool that they're not only re-releasing this, but of course giving it a full visual upgrade.
Yeah.
And it's called Revival. So this is going to be the definitive way to experience Persona 4 when this launches. So, and let's see if they put a release date. They do. It's February 18th of next year is when it's launched.
Oh, there you go. It's not too shabby.
Yeah, that's not too. Yeah, that's not. It's actually not that far away when you think about it. Like, we're already at the halfway point of 2026, and so releasing the first quarter of 2027, not too far away. All right. Also, the Final Fantasy VII Revelation director had this to say, Dan. Not that you're interested in this, but I'm just going to read it anyway.
Sure.
But he said that he has finished Revelation 40 times and cried every time at one specific point.
Wait,
there's
what?
Every time he's played it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. So he says, here's his quote. There's this scene that's quite essential to the story of Final Fantasy VII, where Cloud goes through a moment of introspection and discovers his identity and how it fits with Zack and Aerith. I think the way he portrayed it in Revelation turned out very well, and we're eager for fans to see it. And he's saying that he finished this game. He's played it through 40 times as they're working.
That's insane.
And every time that introspective scene with Cloud comes up, it makes him cry. It's according to the director.
So this motherfucker is making the game, Tim. Hamaguchi's over there making the game, and he's played it 40 times. So he's just rubbing it in. He's like, guess what? I'm making the game, and I can play it as many times as I want. Like,
that's right.
How dare he?
He's just gloating.
How dare he?
He's just gloating at this.
That is that is the scene though specifically that I think when we did our spoiler cast, I might have mentioned that I think that is going to be different because of just what happens at the end of Rebirth, and I think there's going to be more, like it's going to be more involved.
Yeah.
So it definitely will be. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting for sure.
Yep.
Because I mean, they're obviously going to do something a little different. It sounds like with that. So
Yep. Yeah, for sure. For sure they will. But all right, last but not least, and I know that my goal was to have our buddy Jeff here. I just don't think he's gonna be able to make it for this episode. So next time we'll get his thoughts on this. But this game from Square, we'll wrap up with this: The Adventures of Elliot, Millennium Tales. So this game had a demo. It was announced last year, and it had a demo last year. And I played it, and I was like, "This is really fun. Feels kind of like a Zelda game." And now they've got a more complete demo, this prologue demo out, where your progress will carry over into the main game if you get it. And it's a full price game. It's $60. But now it's a very beefy demo, and that seriously is all I've played so far. I still haven't purchased the full game yet because I'm still going through the demo. I'm waiting to get to the point where like you can't advance the story anymore, and then at that point, if I'm invested enough, which I think I will be because I am already 2.5-ish hours in and very invested, then I'll buy it and keep going. But all that being said, if you're watching the video of this, even this boss fight where the weak point drops down and you hit it a bunch of times, this game is so Legend of Zelda Link to the Past coded, and they don't even try to hide it. Everything from like the boomerang and the bow and arrow and the way you use your shield and the way you equip things and the way you need bombs to get to these areas because there's a cracked wall. You got to come back later because you don't have bombs yet. Like it is so Legend of Zelda coded, with its gameplay and its exploration and its dungeons and the bosses and the way you need keys to advance and the way you got to clear a room. That way, it's very Legend of Zelda. And I mean that in a great way, by the way. Breaking barrels to get coins, slicing through bushes and grass to get coins and replenish your health, all that stuff. It's very Zelda. But the characters, the story, the lore, it's so Square Final Fantasy style. Like it very much is in there.
The main character actually talks.
It's all voice. Well, the main characters are all voice acted. All the cutscenes have voice acting. I think so far, to me, the voice acting has held up quite well. It reminds me of the Octopath Traveler voice acting, where there might be a character or two where it's a little bit kind of corny, but for the most part, it's very good. I really like the voice acting. I think it's good. There's been worse voice acting out there, guys. So
I do like that the character portraits are actually like the faces are animated as they're talking. I like that little detail. They're not just static, So I think that's actually cool.
Yeah. Even right here, let me go back here on the video. Speaking of their character portraits, down here in the left corner, you've got this princess. Very, very early in the game, they come up with this magic-related reason why you can talk to her while you're adventuring. She's still back at the castle, but she becomes kind of your, what do they call it in those movies? Like the girl in the chair, like the idea of the person who's at the computer, like opening doors and telling you where to go.
Yeah.
There's that I think Spider-Man's friend in the movies talks about that too. But anyway, the idea of being the guy in the chair, that's her. She's kind of giving you advice or thoughts. She can kind of see what you see and is experiencing the world through your eyes. She even talks about how she never gets to go on adventures and now she gets to be on an adventure with you. So then she has some special abilities that she can use, mostly in the healing arena. But you talked about animating, like her little character is animated. Everything from just blinking to moving to kind of reacting to stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Like there's a nice little animation touch, not all the time, but it's there. So you can even see like things like her hair moving, or this other little companion that you get. There's just these little animations that happen.
Yeah, that's a nice little touch.
It is. The characters so far to me have been very endearing. I think the main character Elliot is a great hero. He's a very like selfless, cares about everyone, kind of your standard but very likable hero. He's very good with kids. There's all these orphan kids that he's really friendly with, and he even promises to train one with the bow. Like it's all those little touches of like, he's your classic Final Fantasy hero. He's a good guy. He's a good protagonist. And just so happens to be really good at fighting and all that kind of stuff too. But as you can see, it feels very much like a Zelda game. Even there was a game I played a little while back. The what was it called? Death's Door, I think, where you're this little raven with a sword.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it reminds me of that a little bit too. But yeah, you can, and you get these things called what are they called? The little magicite pieces. These right here that are dropping, and you use these to craft. At the beginning, it's random. Over time, you get to hand pick what you want to craft, and you're crafting magicite upgrades for any of your weapons. You use this little creature right here to craft these magicite upgrades, and over time they get more and more powerful, and you can see it like will do critical damage, better offense, better defense, all kinds of different things that it adds to your different weapons. It can make your shield last longer before it breaks, all that kind of stuff. So you have lots of
Are
cool
they
little
actually called
upgrading
magicite in the
to do.
game, or?
Yeah, which is very Final
Okay.
Fantasy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. So there's elements of it that I'm like, this is absolutely a Square game. Like, I mean, old school Square game. Think like Secret of Mana or something. It reminds me of that
Yep.
sometimes. But then it also just feels like whoever made this game loves the Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past game.
Yeah.
And it feels so much like that. And by the way, I love that. Maybe even a little bit the Link to the Past, yes, but also Link's Awakening with like the ability to jump, a little bit more platforming in this. So yeah, it's very, very good. It's not difficult. Like the normal difficulty is actually maybe too easy. So if you like a challenge, I recommend going with the harder difficulty. But it's not like it's not fun. I mean, a game being easy doesn't mean it isn't fun. But if a challenge is something that you're looking for, you might want to up the ante a little bit. But anyway, I highly recommend this one, man. It's very good. At the very least, play the demo. People should definitely play the demo for this.
I just like that they're branching off with the HD 2D, because like that was like just a style that they started with Octopath, and now like they're even doing like this is a different genre. It's action adventure, so they're doing that, and they're gonna have a Final Fantasy specific one, which is not a genre, but they're taking a series and applying that to HD 2D.
Resonance is gonna be so good, Dan. Resonance looks amazing.
I'm still like those like the cutscenes that they have going on in that, like,
mind blowing,
melts my brain because it just looks so phenomenal. Like it just it looks insane.
I agree.
But yeah, I like that they're doing this, applying this style to other genres. So.
Yep, it kind of brings the world to life a bit. I like the out of focus elements of it. Like you mentioned, the character portraits are great. The level of detail they have here is great. This is not something that feels like the B team was put on and they hope it's at least decent. Like this feels like they really put time and energy and passion into it. So whoever made this game within their teams, they really cared about it and they delivered something pretty special. So I highly recommend it. Again, at the very least, people should play the demo. And I'm sure that next time Jeff is on, he'll want to talk about it too. Because I know he's been spending a lot of time playing it. He was like, I'm not even sure I wanted to spend this much time with it, but I can't stop playing it. He's pretty hooked on it too.
I like that he's like almost like angry, happy playing like RPGs and stuff now. Like he's just like, I hate that I like this so much. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Hell yeah, dude.
Exactly. But yeah, even little scenes like this, this takes me back to the PS1 RPG days. Like even just this little environment right here as they're chatting.
Yeah.
So it's got all the vibes that you could want with this HD 2D. You got the whole big map, tons to explore. There is fast travel like right away, which is a blessing. Thank you for fast travel.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's great, man. I highly recommend this to everybody to give it a try. So
nice.
Adventures of Elliot, another great game for 2026, for the first half of 2026.
Well, thank God, Tim, because we need more games. So
we do. We need more really high quality games this year. We don't have enough.
Yeah, no, we need more.
Anyway, well, I think that does it for us this week. Unless I'm forgetting anything, Dan. Was there anything else that happened this week or games that you wanted to call out before we go?
There was the one headline that we missed, but it's a sad one. Let's not end on a sad note. Let's not end on a sad note.
Totally forgot it. You're right. Yeah. But yeah, let's not. We'll talk about that next time. Yeah, we'll end it on a high note. Adventures of Elliot, definitely worth your attention and your time. Grand Theft Auto 6, I believe, is launching in 2026. It's actually happening. It's going to be great. It's happening just in time to take all the game awards from everybody else. It's been an incredible year of games, but I'm sorry, everybody. GTA 6 is going to sweep it. Probably.
I mean, nobody wants to even touch that with a 10-foot pole. Everyone's just like, we're going to like release our stuff around that. Like November's just nothing. And then GTA, like.
This is the kind of year where if you even get nominated in a category against GTA 6, consider that a victory. Like that, just consider that a win.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. Just a nice pat on the back.
I honestly feel the same way about games from last year too. Like Clair Obscur was such an anomaly. It was such a shooting star of a game, like out of nowhere. So rare to have something like that just works on every conceivable level from a small team. Like there was no reason that game should have been what it was. Like to me, it was like it changed my opinion on what I expect from games and storytelling. And it's amazing. So anything that got nominated against it and didn't win, I'm still like, hey, you're an amazing, like everything from Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and Death Stranding 2, like some insanely good games that absolutely deserve awards in their own right. They just happened to be up against an anomaly last year.
What a switch up too.
And
like we had that, and then this year, like, Grand Theft Auto being pretty like certain that it'll like, it's gonna win something or
You're right.
things. So like you go from Expedition 33, this little like indie darling sort of,
out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you go from that to Grand Theft Auto. That's funny. So
I love it. But that's why I like gaming, Dan. That's why I really enjoy us talking about it too, because I think truly, not to give you too much credit, but when you started hyping up Claire Obscure last year before it launched, you were like, guys, this looks like Final Fantasy X, but different, like amazing. And I was like, I don't know. But you kept pushing it. And I was like, all right, maybe I'll give it a closer look. And then when I finally tried it, thankfully it came to Game Pass. Thanks again, Xbox, because I tried it for like an hour on Game Pass. I just did the opening, just that prologue, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to own this game. So
I mean, it's a lot too.
I bought it on Steam so I could play it on Steam Deck. I wanted to own it. I didn't want it just on Game Pass. And there you go. It was like instant top 5 of all time when I wrapped that game up. Unbelievable.
It's almost like when you let artists, or like people, not just like artists that draw or things, just like people who even make games, they're artists. Right. It's almost like if you just let them create, just let them create. And things like that will happen. Ubisoft could have had this under their belt, and and they don't, because
dude, I like to imagine there being really angry meetings up top, like, why didn't we let them make this game? Like, they tried to pitch it and you guys hated it because it didn't say Assassin's Creed on it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So or whatever the thing is, or Just Dance. You wanted just Dance and Assassin's Creed. That's all you wanted.
Especially this not E3 season, just so many games that are just like, fine, we'll do it ourselves, like type of examples. Like just so many of these like littler studios that are like, all right, well, if you're not going to make the thing, then we'll make the thing. And and
a lot of promising ones there too. I mean, the bar has been set quite high, with former devs that are jumping in to make something. But anyway, well, thank you everybody for watching and listening this week. And next week it's all about Star Fox. So we'll see you then. Peace.